So this is semen retention and the God concept part 3. And the reason why I started speaking on this particular topic in association with semen retention is because a lot of people have, what I find on other channels is this unconscious forcing of people with this particular concept, telling you, you need to put God first and this and that, and it's all about God. I'm like, first of all, everybody is not a Christian. Everybody doesn't identify with that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't hold that word and that concept to such a high esteem. And a lot of people that use the word God without allowing you to come to your own understanding as to what the concept of God is a reference to, such as saying, like the cosmos and nature. A lot of those individuals don't study, they don't research, and they don't know their history. Okay. God in itself, the 3-letter English word, is a European concept. It's a European word. Okay. And the only reason why it has so much importance and recognition today is because of colonization. Okay. Colonization and Europeans at the hands of the Catholic Church going and imposing Western religious ideas and systems onto Black and brown peoples globally. That's called colonization. Okay. And what I mean by Western thinking, Western philosophy, that is Eurocentric, Anglo-Saxon thinking, i.e. also known as, what we call white people. If you're going to sit here and be talking about, spirituality and the matrix, you need to touch it on all different levels. And you need to go and research and have articles and things of this nature that you're delving into if you're going to speak on these topics. Because a lot of people don't know what they think they know about history and about what's going on and why it's taking place right now. Because of things that actually happen in history, not speculation and what people are posting on social media. We're talking about research. We're talking about the things that the oppressor documented of what he did. And the people that he encountered speak on him doing that too. You feel me? The God concept, that 3-letter English word, is a very young word. It's probably, when it comes to the English language, that word is only maybe about 300, 400 years old. Before colonization, the concept of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, even Buddhism, those concepts didn't exist prior to colonization. The individuals and the people associated with those spiritual systems didn't even use those terminologies to identify themselves. Even Jesus was not a Christian. I gotta point stuff out to y'all. Jesus wasn't even a Christian. And Jesus is a mythology, because it's claimed that Jesus went and Mary, his mother, they went and hid in Egypt. But there's no documentation in Kemet, which is the original name of Egypt, which Kemet means the land of the blacks. There is no documentation of any Jesus in Kemet. There is no documentation. Okay? So when we're talking about the God concept wasn't imposed during slavery on different peoples that look like me, people dark in complexion. You feel me? I'm going to touch on stuff from a historical standpoint, from history, and understanding why what occurred in the past, all of that stuff is connected to what's going on now. It's not a separate, independent occurrence. Catholic priest, the Vatican, they went into different areas such as South America, the Caribbean, Asia, Micronesia, Melanesia, India, those areas, what Madagascar is, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and colonized and enslaved indigenous people. When I speak on indigenous and aboriginal people, I'm talking about people that are originally and were the first ones to those lands. Okay? That's why you have what's going on right now. You've got people, tribal people fighting against Western systems like the United States and Britain and France. They're fighting for their ancestral lands. They're fighting for those lands back that they originally ruled. Europeans were going into different areas, looting, raping the women, pillaging villages, turning people against each other, turning tribes against each other. You know what I'm saying? Spreading lies about the origins of humanity. And this God concept wasn't imposed on them. The God concept was used to oppress people. The Christian religion, the only reason it spread even to the Americas was because of warfare and enslavement. And this is documented. I published research on this topic and things of this nature. I just got published last month on the continued resistance to colonization, because colonization is still taking place today. You feel me? So in relation to semen retention waking one up to a thought way, like a way of thinking in terms of the red pill. When you take the red pill, you need to look at religion differently. You need to understand that religion and the narrative of religion it comes from the powers that be. It comes from the individuals that created the matrix. Your concept of God comes from the matrix. It comes from the matrix. Understand that. I will say it again. Your concept of God comes from the matrix. So when it comes to semen retention and practice semen retention and going back to yourself and going within, okay, the most important thing for you to do in this life that you can accomplish is knowing who you are. Knowing who you are. Being immersed in nature. Purifying your mind to the point where you see nature as it is. See nature as it is. See that you come from nature. You feel me? Understand that, like, look at history. You know, black and brown people need to understand their original identity, who they were, where their people come from. White people need to be combating racism, because racism is a design of the individuals who uphold the matrix. If you are a white person, you need to be speaking out against racism. It's much more than just that Black Lives Matter stuff that's going on right now. It's bigger than that. This goes way back before then. This is a 500, 600 year fight ever since Europeans came out of Europe. The Portuguese, the Italians, the Dutch, German, the Spaniards. The Spaniards were some of the first going into different areas and colonizing, imposing their spiritual systems on, and imposing religion. And they weren't giving religion to people because they were trying to help those people. They were trying to disempower those people and take them from their ancestral practices that gave them life, that they were given originally from their origins. So semen retention, when I speak on origins and the God concept, semen retention is to bring you back to your origins and your original state. We are millions of years old. Black and brown people, we are millions of years old. We older than Jesus. We're older than the God concept. And we'll talk about what concept and what way of being and understanding the laws of nature that regulated the human existence. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how it was before. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I wanted to touch on in this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll holler back at you guys. Love. Salud.